Another motherfucking YouTube video. Today, you're going to see a one-on-one call that I had with one of my students in my own sales mentorship, and you're about to see literally how you can adapt to what the prospect is saying, to what the prospect is. You will be able to transform yourself into a closer that does X with one prospect to a prospect that does Y with a different prospect without losing your identity. And you're going to do it in a way that is going to help you to close more people. Because to be fair, man, it is not the same to close an old grandma than to close your best buddy who watches Andrew Tate. So my point here, you're going to see this in this call right now. And in case you don't know me, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Well, my name is Lucas Guy. I make $50,000 a month. I work with 9-figure companies, and I was able to generate millions. And basically, I just make people sell more. Now, what you're going to see in this call, to be exact and precise, is going to be, first, how to not be boxed in, okay? You will literally be able to adapt, like I said, the framework that you have as a closer, but changing your tone, changing your pacing, which is the speed in how you speak, changing the questions that you're asking, all of this so that it can match more and it can do a bigger impact into the prospect. Because the problem that the majority of closers do is that they just always act the same, and they don't realize that the person who is in front of you will react in a different way. People are different, and you motherfucker, you need to be able to realize that and act accordingly, okay? Now, I'm gonna be showing you what's the secret of staying casual, of staying confident, and to be conversational in a way that when you're having the calls, by you being this way, you will be able to gain immense level of trust, immense levels, all because you are not taking things so seriously, which now will just allow you to increase your trust, but it will also make a tremendous impact in you just not really suffering the calls. You can have like 12 calls a day and be really relaxed because all you're doing is having a fucking conversation. Now, you're also going to see how you can use math and logic so that you can prove your points better to the prospect. I'm always saying this. In a call, you will have the intangible stuff, which is like the feelings, but you also have hard data. And hard data it's the perfect tool for you to make your case solid, on point, so that the prospect can see that and say, yeah, I fucked up. And it's one of your biggest leverages points. So I'm gonna show you how to use it. And hell, I even took it too far. You will see in the video. There's that, and I'm gonna be also making sure that you see how you can use the prospect's words, specifically what they say, so that you can bring that and do a counter strike, which is based on what they said. You're going to be able to pretty much shove their own words down their assholes so that they're like, yeah, you got me. It sounds kind of bad, but you're gonna do it in a professional way that would actually make the prospect realize that he's fucked up and he needs to change his life. Basically, it's what I like to call making the prospect feel stupid. Not because you're a dickhead, but because you will present the facts in a way that the prospect will say, oh, I'm genuinely fucking up my life. I'm stupid. I'm stupid if I don't take action today with this guy on the call so that I can improve and have a better life. Finally, I'm gonna be showing you how you can identify the person who you have in front, so you can realize and be sure that, okay, I have this type of prospect, therefore I should be a little bit more like this. And I have this type of prospect, therefore I should be more like this. I'm gonna be helping you in this video so that you can identify and see what the prospect is and how you should react. And please, do not take this fucking advice in the wrong way. I am not saying that you should tailor and be a fucking chameleon and just change completely your personality. No, you need to know who you are. You need to know what you're doing. But again, it's just the social calibration to realize to who you're talking, okay? You can clearly see that I don't have a problem with dropping big words that are swearing words, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna go and talk to my grandma like that. But if I am with my buddy from high school, I'm probably gonna use those words. So my point is, and you're exactly the same, my point is you have to realize this and know who you have in front and realize that some words will be more appropriate to this and some words will be more appropriate to another. Because at the end of the day, everything that matters is what's the other person saying? What's the other person's thoughts? What are they? What's the relevance? Why is it that they are important. Everything is about the prospect and never about yourself. Okay? So basically with this, you'll also realize, to finish this little intro, that it's not just identifying who the prospect is, but also realizing that, dude, you don't need to ask 25 fucking questions about the pain and just ask why that and why this and why this. You're only gonna piss off the prospect so much that the dude's gonna rage quit. Don't do that. Just read the fucking room, you asshole. Just do that. You realize that you're gonna close a lot more. Stop listening to your favorite guru telling you that you gotta ask questions, and if they don't answer it, you can just quit. Dude, you're going to quit, and then they're gonna come to me, and I'm gonna close, and I'm gonna make more money than you. Just use your fucking head. Realize what you have in front, and play the cards in the way that will serve you the best. I'm not saying you don't have to ask difficult questions. I'm not saying that you don't have to go through the pain, but you need to realize what's in front of you and use it in the proper way. So hopefully this video made sense. Hopefully this intro gave you a good explanation on what you're about to see. And now you're gonna jump into the video, take some notes, realize this is gonna be fucking awesome. You'll see. And don't forget this, if you check down in the link below, you're going to see that you will be directed to a Discord server where you will be able to not just interact with other people, but practice your role plays. Okay, I created a free server so that everyone can just practice role plays. You can just learn sales. I'm going to be giving a weekly call in there as well. Everything is for free. So stop wanking off, cancel that Netflix subscription, and join the fucking server and make some fucking money. All right, so hopefully this video was interesting to you. Enjoy it, take some notes, and don't forget to join the server. All right, I'll see you later. Here we are with the one and only Jaden Cartel, the most wanted in the FBI list. So now, Jaden, talk to me. Tell me why you booked this call. Tell me how I can help you. Let's make this a good one.
Yeah, so I have some questions first, like 3, and then I want to do a role play
All right.
to see my skills, like, so you can give me feedback.
Go for it. Go for your questions.
Okay, maybe like overall, do you have anything that you see in myself I don't see? Because from the outside it's different, that I can improve?
Nothing in particular, I would say. Well, I think you're doing the right stuff right now. So I want you to keep doubling down on what you're doing. I don't think you have a particular problem at the moment. It's just the
Okay.
overall improving the strive for excellence that I want you to have more than, oh no, yeah,
Mm,
you're fucking up with this. It's like, I don't think that's the
yeah.
case. So
Yeah. I believe also I could do more volume with the outreaches as well.
how many are you doing on I'm seeing how many you're doing on the accountability. You're not doing a little, but why do you think you can do more?
I mean, I could do like 200 or something, like go all in because it's important.
Why are you not doing like 200 then?
Yeah, because if I do 200, that would take a lot of time, and I also consume a bit of content, not much. I still do outreach most of the time, but
Mm-hmm.
I could spend like the whole time with outreach, like 12 hours or something.
That makes sense. Okay. Mm,
But other than that, yeah, that's the only thing.
okay. I would say, so you're doing like 40, 30 on average? 30, 40.
Yeah,
Maybe we can increase it a little bit more, just a little bit more, but still study, still doing the right stuff because you are indeed improving, you're indeed getting better opportunities. So it's about just keep fighting in the game, if that makes sense. Okay.
okay,
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
So
Tom.
yeah, so my first question is, I wrote it down. So regarding the, do you feel like this could help you for more than 10? Because I saw some different variations from you. Like, for example, I think the new one is, do you feel like this could help you? Yes, why? X, because of XYZ. And then you asked, I'm a numbers guy from a scale of 1 to 10. Or do you say the from a scale of 1 to 10 immediately at the beginning? Because I felt that some prospects thought that it was a bit redundant that I double asked that.
Well, the order is not necessarily the number one thing that's going to change everything. It's more how you ask the stuff. And for example, in my case, I like to do it in the way of I'm a numbers guy, so from 1 to 10, so I can understand you better. Why I say that? Because when it can sound redundant if someone tells you, yeah, I really want to do this, and you say, oh, from 1 to 10, how much? But if you say, and the way I do it, it's like, okay, I'm a numbers guy. It would help me to understand how much if we can quantify it. So from 1 to 10, 1 being this, 10 being that. So it's not necessarily the order that matters the most. So I don't want you to be concerned about that. And the more casual you can bring it up, the better. So my way of doing it is that you can do it in a different way. I don't know. But the whole point is that make it casual. That makes sense?
Okay, that makes sense. Just being casual.
Exactly.
Okay. Second question is, I know that if a prospect takes like if they drive on the car, we should reschedule. That's obvious. But what if they just park and take the call on the car? Should we still reschedule or?
So if that happens to me and I have someone who is in a car, I'm gonna tell them, okay, I need you to be I genuinely need you to be present because this is an important call. So what do you want to do? Do you want to reschedule? Do you want to stop? What do you want to do? No, I don't want to reschedule. I want to do it now. Okay. If they actually stop in the car and they're very present, I'm gonna go with the call. Like, why not? Okay, that's not a problem at all. I done that multiple times. The
Okay.
What you could do is in the worst case that you have a very difficult prospect and this prospect doesn't want to reschedule or wants to have something right now, you could say, if you want, I could ask you a couple questions right now just to understand your situation, but then we need to have a different call anyways. And you just do like a quick discovery on the call and you give pretty much a more in-depth high-level promise. Do you know what the high-level promise is now?
Yeah, I watched the video.
Awesome. Did you finish the whole thing or not yet?
I just arrived at the close. Like I'm
Cool.
at the end,
Cool,
like
cool,
3 hours or something.
cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I know it's long as fuck. So that's why I don't blame you. So when it comes to the high-level promise, you could do maybe a more in-depth high-level promise. That is like, this is what we're giving you overall, but also this. So it's like a little bit more the prospect knows, and you can give him a good range, not a specific price on what the investment might be like. But then you have a second call where he's in a position where you guys can talk, and also in a position where you can drop a specific price, if that makes sense. That would be how I do it. Yeah.
That makes sense. 100%.
Okay. What else? What else?
Okay. Okay, the last question is like in Douglas's offer, I don't know if Jared told you that, but the pitch is like 20 minutes or something, like extremely long. And there's this Canva thing that we need to go over, and it takes too long. So, should I tell Douglas about it? Because Jared once tried to convince him to shorten it, but Douglas didn't like the idea. So, what I do is I still make it like 10, 15 minutes, but it's still too long. So, what do you think of that?
It's it's having that difficult conversation with this Douglas guy or with whoever you might have as a boss, and the conversation is obviously you're not going to say it as I'm about to say it now, but you need to say, do you want to make more money or do you want to be right? You can't have both right now with this. So you let me know, you tell me. And the fact is he has to make a decision. So I would say in a very normal way, hey, so I looked at how things are going and what's happening in the pitch. People are literally being bored. They're not present at all. And I'm doing it in a very engaging way. I talked with Luke about this. He had a heart attack. He said, why are you doing a 20-minute pitch? That makes no sense. The pitch should be 5-10 minutes long. You don't need that many things. And because he knows me, he respects me a lot. So I would say, yeah, I really recommend that we change it. And I'm not even asking you to do anything. I'll do it myself. Like I'll tailor the pitch. I'll make sure it's good. I'll even have Luca to help me, and we can send you the final product. So, and if you give me the thumbs up, we can use this, because I'm not saying that we're gonna lose every deal because of it, but would it be nice to have a 15%, 20% more in the close rates? I think it would, for you and for me. So let's do that.
Yeah,
That was what I did.
I can see. Yeah, 100%. I can see prospects. They don't even care about the features. They don't even know what a funnel is. So they just want the jobs. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm telling you, it's completely pointless. So I will work on it. I will fix that, because it's literally a waste of time. It's hurting you a lot. You don't want that at all. Okay.
okay, I'll do it. And also at the price drop, he shows two different packages in one Canva slide. So usually he just doesn't tailor a price or an offer for a prospect. He just presents both, and the prospect can decide. So what do you think of that?
You can use it in a better way by literally saying, okay, so Mr. Prospect, I have two out of what we discussed. There are two things that can work for you. I'm going to show you the two options that I think would make sense for you, and you tell me which one you want to go with. Obviously, having into consideration your time, your budget, and if there's something else that you think it might be pertinent. So you say, okay, so these are the two options, option A, option B. On the first get-go, what do you think? They're probably gonna go with the cheapest one, unless they actually have the money. If they have the money, they go with the big one. It's like awesome. If they go with the cheapest one, you get asked, okay, any particular reason why you're going with option B instead of option A, considering option A gives you more, or it's more like, yeah, no, it's just more money. I cannot afford this. And if they say no, yeah, I cannot afford this, then you start battling that objection, so that you can see how you can make them go for A. Don't push excessively. Just ask, see if you can help them. If you can't, then just, okay, let's go with B then. And because of all the objection handling you did for A, B will be completely handled by them. Like it should be a piece of cake. But this gives you the chance of maybe closing them into A as well, which is more money. Make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
I will do it like that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Now we can get to the role play.
You can do the role play. Okay. So tell me your offer, explain it to me again, and I'll play it role play.
Yeah, it's basically lead generation for epoxy contractors. Like epoxy is this floor. So you're a contractor who does the floor, and we get you 10
Lead.
to 20 jobs. Yeah, leads basically.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's do that. So from the get-go, from zero, all right? I want to see how you
Okay.
do it, and let's do it. Go.
Okay. Luca, how you doing?
It's kind of weird. But Luca, is it more normal, more casual? It in
Okay.
up inflection, Jaden. Not Jaden. It's kind of weird. It's like, Jaden.
Yeah. Okay. Luca, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you. How's it going?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good. What do you got for me?
I'm gonna get to that, but first of all, the whole purpose of this call, it's to answer the question of does it make sense for both of us to work together? If it is, awesome. We can talk about all the details. But if not, hey man, that's cool. I can point you to the best direction. Okay? And the way we're gonna do this is I'm just gonna ask you some questions.
It feels very robotic, super
Yeah,
robotic.
I felt that. Felt
So
that.
I'll show you. As soon as I said, "What do you got for me?" Instead of, no, I'm gonna keep in my box. I have to do things this way. You can just use that to leverage. So you can say, "What do I got for you?" Well, hopefully the possibility for you to make a shit ton more money through leads, man. But we're gonna see that in a second. All right. So if you ready to jump into things, yeah, okay, cool. So basically, you see how I'm starting?
Yeah.
It's way more natural. The way you did it is like you completely shut me down and you did a robotic framework, a frame. It's like
Yeah.
you shut me down and you did a robotic frame. Well, what you should have done is like I did. Yeah, it's definitely gonna get into that. Hopefully you can make a lot more money with leads. That's what I got for you. Now, you ready to start that? Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Okay. So to start this and see if this will make sense for you, I'm gonna ask you some questions just to really understand your situation. Then I would like you to ask me all the questions you want whilst I'm explaining the program to you so that you can have a very, very good information. You can make an educated guess on what you want to do. And as soon as that's over, we can see if it will make sense for you to join and work with us or not. It's all good. Fair warning, I'm very direct. So I'm gonna ask you questions that you'll be like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna ask you stuff like that. But I want to make sure that this makes sense to you. I want to make sure that you're gonna be profitable with this. So I'll do my diligence. And please answer to me in the best possible way. Yeah? Cool. Awesome. I want you to see how I'm not even speeding up the process. It's not like I'm speeding up like this so that I can get to the point faster so that I can prospect's not bored. I'm speaking like this and I'm taking all the time I want so I can deliver very precise words because very precise words matter a lot more than I'm going to do this very fast because the prospect could be bored and I need to set the frame quickly and like, nah. Yeah. Also, I'm saying in a way that feels a lot more conversational. Yours was just like this, completely monotone, same speed, same tonality, same everything. People completely say their minds are just shut down completely. And you don't want that, especially with the frame. You told me that people get this actually makes sense. You tell me that people don't like you asking so many questions. But when you do the frame, you do it in a way that no one listens to you. So if I don't listen to you and I don't fall for your frame, then of course I'm gonna be pissed off. Because I don't care what you're saying right now. I'm just nope. You gotta make sure that frame is on point. You gotta practice that. You gotta make it a lot more natural. So let's try it once more.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say that first of all, I was very boxed in and zoomed in terms of, okay, I have to do my way, but you put me on the spot and took the frame of what you gotta offer. So I didn't really know what to say there. But yeah,
Assume
that's
formlessness
the first thing. Yeah. And also, yeah, the monotone thing is so true. I'm very monotone. Should we start from the beginning or where do we start?
from the beginning. Relaxed. My secret is like I just don't give a shit. I'm super relaxed when I'm saying the stuff. Therefore, it's very easy for me to be speaking to you like that because I don't care. All right. So relaxed. Try again
From the get-go?
from the get go. Yeah, from zero.
Okay. Hey, Luca, can you hear me?
Jaden, yeah, man. How's it going?
I'm doing fantastic. What about you?
I'm doing very good, man. Very good. Tell me, what do you got for me?
I got a lot of leads for you, man. We're gonna talk all about that later. But first of all, I want to make sure that this is a great fit for both of us. And the way we're gonna do this is I'm gonna ask you some questions in the first part so that I'm gonna help you and understand your consideration. And then once I'm explaining the whole offer, I want you to tell me about anything that comes to your mind, okay?
Sure.
Okay, fair warning, Luca. As you probably realized, I'm a very direct and transparent guy. And the reason for that is I just want to help you. That's my only objective on this call. And I just want you to be transparent with me as well, okay?
Okay. Let's do it.
Awesome, Luca. Let's start with you. What led you to hop on a call with me today?
Yeah, man. So to be very concise and to the point, I want to make more money. I know that I'm gonna make more money through more leads. I have seen what you guys have. It looks like a good system. I mean, I would like you to explain it to me whenever you can. And if the system makes sense, the numbers also make sense. I would like to move forward. I mean, there's money to be made.
Okay. So right now you want to make more money. You know that you'll make more money with getting more leads. You saw our system and it made sense for you. Is that correct?
So in this case, this is why I said it like this. You don't need that much to do the recap. And I'll explain this to you. So you know that I'm a fan of you guys doing a little recap, right? Because it shows the prospect that you really listen. When the prospects give you a big ass yapathon and they're kind of all over the place, you do want to do a recap just like you did it. When the prospect is like me, that you can tell just by my answer that I got my shit together. Like I know what I want. Like I'm very direct. Like there's no need. It, a prospect who behaves like I'm behaving right now is a prospect who is extremely easy to close. Like extremely, they're probably the best prospect ever. So instead of you winning a prospect with that, this is more advanced. I'm not saying that what you did is wrong. I'm just trying to, sharpen the axe more. With a prospect like that, you actually want to get to the same level of efficiency. So if I am the closer right now, what I will be saying is, well, I see, well, looks like you have everything pretty clear. Right now, it would just make sense for you to see if we can really help you, if our system makes sense, and you're also kind of concerned about the budget. Is that right? That's my answer. Because I said the things that he said. Like I literally did that. It's not like I'm not repeating, but I'm saying it in a way that is okay, efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. We're really advancing with the conversation in a very fast way. That makes sense?
Yeah, 100%. That's
Nice.
some sauce.
Okay. So again, obviously this is with this prospect, me as a prospect. You don't need to do that. But again, a prospect that is like super slow or a complete Karen, then yeah, I mean, maybe it would make a lot more sense for you to be, slow, 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 slow. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
So tell, answer to me in the way that I did, and I'll take it from there. Give me that answer.
The the recap or
Yeah, the recap that I told you to
yeah.
do.
Yeah, okay, Luca, you seem like you know what you want. So you want you know that you want more leads, and it's just the matter of if the system makes sense for you. And you also have the concern of the budget. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much, pretty accurate. Yeah,
Okay. In terms of leads, how many leads do you have this month?
good. So this month I only have yeah, I only have like 20 leads this month. Yeah.
Okay. And are these leads closed jobs or just leads?
No, these are leads. Like closed jobs out of those leads is like just five. Yeah.
Okay, so you close 5 out of 20 jobs. And what about the month before in September?
The month before was actually pretty the same. 20 leads and I closed five. Yeah, I closed five too. Pretty much the same.
Okay. And the month before that?
Mm, that was a better month. It was like 30 leads and I closed like eight people. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, I see. So you're getting 20 leads last month, the month before as well, and 30 in like August. How long has this been going on for that you got like 5 to 8 jobs, like ballpark?
I would say it's pretty consistent and it has been like this since I started my business. So yeah, it's very consistent to be fair.
Okay. And when did you start your business?
Like 2 years ago.
Okay, 2 years ago. That makes sense. And for me to understand, how much do you charge per project or per job?
Well, it depends. It really depends. The gigs could be between 20K to 120K to be fair. So it's like I don't even know at this point, you know. But what do you
Okay.
want me to tell you? What information do you need?
I just want to see the numbers so I can help you even more. So when you don't know, like it's inconsistent, you told me, can you maybe ballpark how much money you're making a month with 5 jobs, for example?
Yeah, let's round it at 100K a month. That's the average.
Okay. And is that after or before taxes?
It will be it will be before taxes, like after mm, rounded at 80.
Okay. And what are your business expenses?
Business expenses are not that much actually. Maybe 15K, exaggerating.
Okay. Okay, so you have like 65K in profit, but how much is left for you in your pocket out of the 65K?
Well, the well with my expenses, my family, I would say like 15, 20K a month. You know, that's usually my extra every month. Yeah. It's usually yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Okay. So you're making 15 to 20K in profit. You told me that for 2 years this has been consistent. In fact, in some months you made even more. Now I'm wondering, why do you want more jobs?
This is not bad what you're doing. What can you do to make it better? I'm sharing this just in case, so you can see what the things that I'm writing down. It might help you. So if I am me, the closer, I'm writing down this stuff based on what the prospect is saying. So your question is good. Nothing that you're asking me is bad. You're doing very good. Okay. And the question that you just asked me is good. I would say I would right now go in a different direction because there's one inconsistency here. If you look at my board, I don't know if you could really understood everything, but if you could look at, I'll just tell you because it could be confusing. Basically, the inconsistency, what I'm not finding is, so this guy has been making, you know, 20 leads and closing 5. So he's closing 25% of the leads. So I'm gonna act as the closer. It will be easier for me to. So I'm gonna act as a closer. Now you just switch roles. Okay. So if
Okay.
I understood correctly, basically around every month for the past 2 years, you have been only closing 25% of the leads that you have. This is giving you roughly 100K in revenue every month. And the numbers that you have are good. I mean, you're in a very good positive, 15K, 20K extra every month for yourself. Numbers are not bad. Now, what I'm trying to understand is if you are only closing at 25% for 2 years, I have two questions for you. And the first one is why not, instead of looking to get more leads, you just focus on converting a bigger percentage on the 25 to, let's say, maybe 50% or 60%? That will literally 2x your revenue. So why, instead of getting more leads, you're not focusing on closing the leads that you have?
Transit. Yeah, so Luca, like the problem is I'm a good closer, but I get a lot of unqualified leads, like tire kickers who don't even have money, and some are just shopping around. So out of those 20, I would say 8 or 9 are really qualified.
Okay, so you're telling me that it doesn't matter. You're telling me that you cannot leverage more the leads that you have because they're really bad. It's like it wouldn't serve a purpose to keep doubling down there, but instead it's more like getting more if you want to scale.
Yes, the more qualified leads.
How sure are you of this? Have you tried already and it didn't ended up giving results?
Yeah, I tried other marketing agencies. They gave me a lot of leads, but all of them were unqualified. This is something that I've done for the past 2 years. I had a marketing agency, but as I said, most of them were pretty unqualified.
Okay. So, and I want you to see a couple of things now, Jaden. So, why am I doing this? Why am I pushing with this? I'm literally pushing for a way out on this guy to tell him, why not just do this? Because this could be a perfect objection for him. But now, because I am pushing, he's doubling down on the fact that this is not going to be a possibility. Okay, so the only way that you have, literally, my next question will be, okay, so the only way of making money is if you get more new leads. That's it. Yes. He's literally one foot inside my house. Like 1 feet is inside my door right now. So that's the first. Now the second thing is he's concerned about the bad leads. Literally. So I need to know now. Okay. What are the bad leads? What makes a bad lead? What factors a bad lead have? I need to know them so that if I know that X, Y, and Z are the things he doesn't want to have, I know for a fact now that whatever I give cannot have X, Y, and Z. And I need to tell him that you're gonna get leads that show up to the call. You're gonna get leads who have money. You're gonna get leads who speak English. I don't know. Let's say those were his three problems. So if I tell him that I'm going to give him this, he now says, "Oh, this is really fucking good." So does that make sense on why this will be so powerful later on?
Yes, 100%. I didn't even think of that.
And the best part is that I know this guy's making money. I know this guy can afford my thing if he's making 15, 20K extra. So I don't have to be concerned with, oh, can this guy make? Is like he has money and he has been saving up money for a long time, probably. So now all I need to focus on, does it make sense for this prospect to invest? So I'm going to be working on the details, and this is why I am doing this so particularly, because I want him to say this is a very solid idea. It will be stupid for me to not do this. And boom, that's closed. And literally just with doing this, by the way, if you just do this and you're able to unmark what happens with the marketing agency, and you can create a difference between you and those marketing agencies, which is what we're gonna do now. That's it, like closed, literally. Then you might be able to get a little bit of COP and MIT. You can double check this if you want to, but the reality is that it's really close with this. You don't need more things. So, and of course we're gonna do it just to tie down more. There's no need to take risks, but it isn't making sense how easy it is to close people.
Yes,
It's
that's
like
really good. And
it's like you just do this and the prospects are like, yeah, no, I need to do this. I cannot keep wasting my time. So that being said, based on what we discussed, what would you ask me now based on the last thing that we talked?
we talked about the bad leads, etc., right?
Yeah, you basically just said that you have bad leads. Okay, and
Okay,
they the marketing agency. So to give you a, a direction, one thing that you need to ask is this: what is a bad
yeah,
lead?
I
And the
wanted to say that,
second,
yeah.
yeah, and the second thing is this: what happened with the marketing agency? How am I different than that? Why would you believe I'm different than that? Those are two angles, and once we got those two covered, maybe something else will show up. We'll see, but that's pretty much cooked. So, where do you want to go? What do you want to ask me?
I have a question before that. So regarding the finances, he makes a lot of money. Should I still say, for example, what did you do with the money you've accumulated, or is it unnecessary here?
I would say in this case, as it is, it might sound like Celsius fuck. So what do you do with that extra money? It's like, it might be Celsius. And if I am this prospect, which I'm in a way kind of playing myself, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna say, don't worry, I have the money to invest. And that makes you look so bad now. It's very difficult to recover from that because you just looked thirsty as fuck for my money. Therefore, not the best thing. So right now I wouldn't say it because if this guy has been making 15K to 20K extra every month for 2 years, unless he's a complete degenerate gambling, he probably has some money to invest. And as the call is going and how direct and centered and logical this guy is, it's not giving me those vibes. So I'm just gonna no, I'm gonna keep advancing. Make sense?
Makes sense. Would you only say that with people who are tight in the finances, who make like 1K in profit or something?
Yeah. So
Or 500?
I'm saying if I am seeing someone who multiple times says something about the budget and is living paycheck to paycheck or only has 1K extra every month, then it might make sense. And you can say it in a way that you say, okay, so just for me to get you a full perspective here, I'm pretty sure you know this. You seem smart. Obviously, if you want to do this, there will be an investment. You tell me that you only make 1K extra every month. You don't have to tell, don't worry, I'm not the IRS or anything. And you don't have to tell me if you're saving the money in a special safety box. But I would like to know if making an investment wouldn't completely destroy you financially, because if that's the case, you shouldn't do it, man. And now it feels like I'm on your side. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to sell you. I'm just trying to get the information on your money. Clearly, that's what I am doing, but it doesn't seem that way. Therefore, if I ask it in that way, the prospects, in the majority of the prospects, they will give me a range or they will tell me. And based on that, I can say, oh, okay, so it's fine. Don't worry. It's not like the investment is going to completely destroy your life. We're going to talk about it in a second. The price is going to be tailored to you as well. That's why I'm asking you these questions. But the reality is, if I genuinely believe that this is not the best fit for you for X reason, or it's not the best fit because you're literally not going to be able to eat food, like, nah, let's not do this, right? So you saying it like this makes people say, yeah, actually, this guy wants to help me. And that's the whole angle. And it builds a lot of trust. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. They already, like, my biggest takeaway on this call is being casual, like very casual and not being like telegraphed
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or monotone.
Just it's the way that I behave on calls, is the way that I am teaching you. On calls, I'm super casual. I am I'm super chill and super detached, super relaxed. I'm very real with the conversations that I have. If you guys can master the same and be like that, conversations are also going to be super easy and you're going to close a lot more. So that being said,
Mm.
now let's say, so what would you ask me? Let's jump at this.
Okay, Lucas, so you told me you got bad leads. Can you define bad leads?
Yeah. So the bad leads I have, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm getting these people, some half of them don't even speak English. I fucking hate Spanish guys. It's like I really hate Spanish, there's people who can't even speak. Mm. I also get a lot of people who don't have money. Like genuinely they want my stuff, but when I tell them my prices, they're like, nah, man, I can only invest like 5K. And I mean that makes sense, I guess. But I cannot help you if you don't even have money, right? So that, and I got a lot of people who just don't show up. People who, you know, we booked in a call so that we can discuss things. They never show up. I send them messages, nothing. And my only option is to literally go at their houses in the case that they give me their addresses. But I don't want to be doing that. That's like, I don't know. I don't want to be knocking on doors. This is supposed to be something that they want as well. I don't want to be a pester because I kind of feel like that. So, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. So basically, you tell me that you have some bad leads who either don't speak English, they don't have any money, or they don't really show up, right? Now, my question is, did that happen with the marketing agency you work for or you work with? Like what happened with them?
Not the way I would ask it, but not bad. I'll show you. By the way, the things that I wrote down here, why is this important? Because when you're pitching, when you're saying that you can get leads to this guy, you can say it in a way that you say, so you can just get leads. I don't want you to feel like a pest knocking on doors, like you told me you feel. I believe me, no one is gonna be saying, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" speaking in Spanish. Don't worry about that. That's not gonna happen. Everyone is just speaking English. And the best part is that when it doesn't, I don't think that will be the case, but how much is this 6K, right? Your thing?
Yeah.
So he literally said, I got broke people who cannot pay like 5K. So imagine he says, I don't know, I'm gonna be just boom. I'm gonna use that against him. I'm gonna say, okay, so you told me that you feel frustrated when you're talking with these people who want your service, but they cannot afford 5K because they're broke. You cannot afford 6K. What does that make you? I'm not gonna immediately use that, but that is the technique that you're about to see the closing phase. You'll see that step number 5 is slap in the face. This is how you would do it. And it's like, it's a slap in the face, but you're using their own words against that. Make sense? So
Makes sense. Another thing that I just got, I just thought about the question I was about to ask, so I didn't really focus on what you said, so I missed the broke 5K part.
that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
never you never want to be so focused on what you're going to ask. It's always about just being present. Like I'm saying, an empty vessel. You just like receive the information. You don't have a thought. But after they finish speaking, then only then you formulate your thoughts. Because you miss the stuff. And you're seeing how important they are, each of these.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
they're crazy important. So you don't want to miss on these. So now what I would say after this is, okay, that makes total sense to me. Now, you told me that you work with the marketing agency. What happened with that? Very, very open, very casual, very direct. That would be the way I would ask it. So, me answering for you. Yeah, man. I just I work with two, well, 2.5 marketing agencies to be fair, and they didn't deliver the results that I wanted at all. They were also expensive, and I don't know. It's just, yeah, they were just a fiasco. It's just a total fiasco, basically. What do you want to know about them?
Okay, I mean, you mentioned a couple of things. So, first of all, you mentioned that they're expensive. What do you mean with that?
All right. Look at the notes that I took. You got 4 notes that I took based on what I said. And look at how quickly I write the notes. Okay? Because I'm not gonna write the whole thing. It will stop me from paying attention. So when you see these notes, the first note that I took and the first thing that you have to say is I said that I work with 2.5. And I put 2.5 in a question mark. What the hell does 2.5 even means?
Mm.
How do you work with 2.5? How are you with 2.5 women? What? So that's the first thing I'm asking. The second thing I'm asking is that I said that I didn't get results. You're seeing my iPad, right?
Yes, yes.
So what results? What do you mean I didn't get results? What results was I expecting? And the second thing is that they were expensive. Did you ask that? And I also said that they were a fiasco. Probably I can link the fiasco. Do you know what a fiasco is in English?
I actually don't know.
Okay.
No.
It's not even an English word, but it's very used in English. It's like when something is, it's like a disappointment, like you know,
Mm.
this didn't deliver what I wanted. So I can clearly link this to my results. But saying stuff like fiasco is like me saying, if we were on a fitness offer, I would like to feel refreshed with my body. What the fuck does refreshed mean? I don't know, but it's a personal word for the prospect. So I'm gonna ask what refresh means, and I'm also gonna be saying in my pitch and in my closing question, do you wanna feel refreshed? With this, you can feel refreshed. I don't know. That makes sense? So it's important to use the language as well. So now the order of importance to the prospect probably is number one, number two, number three, especially to this prospect. To you is number one, number two, number three, and zero for what you show me. What do I mean with this? For the prospect, the fact that this was expensive was a 3 out of 10, was the third priority. But you immediately ask about that because it's your number one priority. Because obviously, I know why you want to ask that. Because you want to know, oh, I spent 6K and that's too expensive. That's a problem. Or if he says, I spent 12K, it's like, oh, okay, I have something for half of that. So I know why you went that route, but the reality is that that's not the route that you should have taken. The number one thing that matters to the prospect clearly is the result. Yes, that's what you should have asked first. Now, to be fair, just out of a curiosity standpoint, I was still going to ask the 2.5 because what the hell does that even mean? Like, I'm just super confused. What does that even mean? But then I'm going to ask about the results, and then I'm going to ask about the expensive. And when I ask about the results, I'm asking about the fiasco. Why is it a fiasco?
Mm.
So does it make sense how I'm analyzing the stuff and how you can do the same?
Yes, 100%.
All right. Ask me this, then this, and then this.
Okay, Luca. You told me that you work with 2.5 marketing agencies. Now, what do you mean with 2.5?
Yeah, so I mean, I work with two agencies that were, legit, like actual stuff. All right. And the half is basically I work with my cousin because he was doing a startup, and he said that he's gonna help me. I decided to give him a shot. Turns out all he was doing copywriting. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? So I'm like, nah. So basically I kind of wasted money with my cousin. So that was a no-go. I ended up spending like, I don't know, $500 on him. Complete waste. And with the two legit companies, the problem with these two legit companies is that again they didn't got me the things that they promised. So that's what I mean with 2.5.
Okay. They didn't give you the things they promised. What were you expecting? What kind of results?
So they're the thing that they promise is that they will give me 25 leads that were literally, good leads, like easy to convert leads. And apparently they were supposed to give me between 60 to 90 leads overall a month. But clearly, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The number was kind of there, but the 25 leads that were supposed to be good, they weren't. And at best, I only was able to get one or two leads. So that's monthly. Therefore, the results were 24 times less than what they promised. Make sense?
Yeah, but breaking the fourth wall, didn't you mention that you closed 5 jobs?
Yeah. But don't do it with the break in the fourth wall. Just
Okay.
ask
Okay.
me.
Okay, Luca. So you just told me that they got you like 1 to 2 good leads, but
Yep.
earlier you told me that you closed 5 jobs.
Oh yeah, but
So,
those are my leads that I get from my network, people who I contact. Like these guys allow me to get like one lead. So if you want to be sure, like I was getting 4 leads myself, and one they got me.
oh, so they got 1 to 2 out of 23 they promise you. Okay, interesting. So, how, like you told me that you wanted to get more jobs and they promised you 23. How many do you ultimately want?
Added more weight and use math for that. So what I would do if I'm in your case, so they promise you 25 leads, and they were only giving you, you say 1 to 2 leads. So let's play on the positive side. They only got you 2 leads a month out of the 25 that they promised you. Yeah, no, it was a complete fiasco. Hmm. Okay. So if I understand correctly, then out of the 25 leads that they promise you, which would be 100% of the leads they promise you, they only got you 2, right? So that means that it's literally, wait, why is my calculator is not working? Oh, there we go. Here it is. 200 divided 25. So 8. So they only got you 8% of the results they promised you? Yeah. Wow. So and you're paying for a service that only got you 8% or 4% on what they promised. How much were you paying them? That's your question. So role play with me. Tell me, how much were you paying them?
Yeah, I paid them like 10K.
10K. That was monthly?
There was monthly, yeah.
Okay, so 10K a month for how many months you work with these two agencies?
Uh, 3 months, but I always could renewal, and I had to pay continuously. So it's 3 months, but after those 3 months, I still paid for them. I hope that they could give me results.
So it's 3.33K a month then.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh no, a 10K month is every month.
okay, so every month you pay them 10 grand.
Yeah.
You work with agency number one. How many months you work with the first agency?
The first one, it was different. It was 12K, but it was for 1 year, one upfront investments.
12K for a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1K a month then. And they got you the same results. Both of them got you the same results.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second company, you paid 10K a month, 10 times more, a 10x, and they got you the same results, even though you paid 10 times more.
Yes.
Okay. For how many months you work with this company? The second one?
Mm. The second one, I worked 6 months because I renewed.
So you spend $60,000 a month in this company?
Yeah.
So you literally did a 6x yearly from the first company and a 10x monthly for 6 months. So overall, you spent 60,000 in the second company, 12,000 on the second company, and $500 on your cousin. So you spent $72,500, and you barely got two, let's say two customers a month for 12 months. That is 24 clients on the first year. And for another 6 months, you got 12. So you only got 36 clients thanks to the job that you pay to these people. And you spend 72K. when I say these numbers to you, it's like, what do you think about spending 72 grand just to get 36 clients?
Yeah, it's horrible, man. It's horrible.
Not really. This is where you fucked up the numbers, by the way, Jaden. Because if you're telling me that with each client you make 20 to 120K, like I said at the beginning, 20 to 120, then if you get, so if you got 36 clients, so let's say that is 60K. Let's say that on an average, it's 60. So for you to see the number, 36 times 60. Okay, it's no. The numbers is super good. So are you understanding what I'm doing, or are you lost? You're lost. So I want you to look at this. I said here that the average client I got pays me 20 to 120K per client. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is a month. Maybe I'm fucking up. No, then it's not that bad, but it's actually a middle point. The thing is that the thing is that what you should have done is, instead of saying that it costs you 10K a month and 1K a month, these numbers are too low because you said this was expensive. So I'm like, you created more
Yeah.
problems. Like, you created shit ton more problems. The real thing on what would have happened would have been if I said that on the first company I spent like 50 grand, and on the second one I spent like another 50 grand. And I spent 100K. I'm like, I got 100K and I only got 36 clients. Now that's more problematic. In this case, it's still kind of like on the negative side, but it's overall good. We could do the math, which is what I was trying to do here, but it's just gonna get too complicated, and I'm gonna be the autistic influencer that you know who he is, who starts doing math, and everyone is like, "What the fuck are you even doing?" So in this case, let's avoid this. But my point still this remains, which is right now you don't have the best net positive on this because 36 clients and spending 72K, it's not that much. It's not that good. So what would I recommend? This number should have been inflated so that this example makes sense. That's the first. But if you just do it the way I did it, you're going to show them through math, and you say, so you spend 70 grand, you spend 100 grand, you spend 150 grand, and you only got this. If you make like 5K, 12K per client, then depends on what the number is, but could be positive, could be negative, could be neutral. That's why I'm saying that this number should be inflated a lot. Otherwise, he should just keep doing what he's doing. That's like, what the fuck am I selling him? But my point is,
Yeah.
if this was actually a real case, the only thing that you have to say is that, yeah, but you're only closing two leads a month extra, and all you're paying, and only 2 leads extra. Let's say they pay you 10K each, is like 20K a month, and you're spending 10K a month. So do you see how the number that actually makes sense if you set those numbers? You're lost completely,
Yeah.
or are you following now?
I'm a bit lost now.
I'll explain it again slower. So if this is the case where he's spending 10K a month to get a bunch of leads that doesn't work, but he's still closing at least 2, like he said, he's spending 10K a month, but he's making 20.
Yeah. Okay.
Therefore, he literally has 10K a month extra. So it is a good investment. Yeah.
Yeah.
My point is that the number in here should be a lot more inflated so that he's spending like 50K, but he's only closing 20K. Therefore, he's
Yeah.
losing money, or like losing 30K, or staying very neutral, that he's barely making money, like 5 grand, 2 grand. He doesn't want that. So that's kind of like the angle of this. Because if you end up with a situation where you just show them with math that he's doing a profitable thing, now it's kind of problematic. Now you're kind of fucked. And the only thing that you can do is you can say, okay, so let's say it's the worst case. I'm going to prep you for the worst case. You just did the math and you can see that it's a profitable thing. So what I'm going to say is, if you're being profitable as you are, by only closing 2 out of 25, which when we did the math, it is literally 8% to 4% of people. Imagine if you close 12. Imagine if you close 20. How much more would you be making? So that's the only angle that you have to make him realize, oh yeah, I need to invest. Because you just show them with numbers that he's on the good side. All you need to do is show him that he can be on a better side. That makes sense? This is the worst.
Yeah, 100%.
In the best case, that he's on the negative or neutral, then it's even easier. Dude, you're wasting money. You gotta stop. So it's easier. But in this case, you can show them that he can make 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more. That's all. That's the point with the math. I know we did it more complicated, but like I kind of had an autistic, who moment, I guess you could call it. But basically that. Now, my point is, did it make sense now? Like, would you follow this now? So
Yeah,
the next thing that you have to go about is saying, so if you spend 10K a month, 1K a month, you basically spent $72,000 in all this, and you got these results that were not bad, but when you said this is expensive, what do you mean? Why is this expensive if let's take it to the positive side, that he's making extra 10K. How is this expensive if you're making more money? And me answering, to make it simpler, I'm going to say, yeah, no, I mean, it is expensive because the cost of acquisition is very, like, even though it's profitable, I'm closing at 8% like you showed me. It's expensive because I'm losing the opportunity of being in better leads, of getting better leads, of investing in better programs. Now he's hypercooked. The prospect is insanely destroyed. Anal mutilation. Okay? After he said that to me. Because he gave me everything that I need to close him. On the numbers, on that it wouldn't make sense to keep doing what he's doing, into blah, 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 blah. Make sense what I'm saying?
makes sense 100%.
You sure? You don't want me to double down and explain something?
No, I'm 100% sure. I'm just
Okay.
not the best at maths, so the calculation was a bit complicated, but I understand everything.
No, don't worry, me neither. It's like, you have no idea how many math things I fucked up, like, constantly. Me neither, but it's really helpful. With practice, you're gonna get it. So now that you understood this, and he even told you that, what do you think you have to say?
Yeah, I would just okay, let me just say it. Okay, Lucas, so you're profitable, you're making an extra 10K a month. So my question is, what would happen if you just increase your leads and close 8%, 12, 16%? How would that change your business?
That would change everything, man. I mean, imagine doing a 5x of what I'm doing. Like, yeah, I would jump for that immediately.
Okay. And why would you do that?
Even better one, you can say, is that what you're here?
Okay. Luca, is that why you're here?
Yeah, man. If you can give me something like that, yeah, absolutely. It's a no-brainer.
Okay, and why is that a no-brainer?
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer because I can buy so many more things. I mean, it's a 5x of money. Does it even matter at that point? What I can do, what I cannot do? It's like, it's 100% I'm doing that. I'm not an idiot. So, yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah, and when you say that you want to buy more things, what do you mean? What do you want to buy?
So this is again the point where you have to see the situation. Do I seem
Yeah.
like a prospect? This prospect that I am playing, I'm not saying this is the way you're supposed to be with every prospect, but the prospect that I am playing now, am I a prospect who needs to say, oh yeah, I just want to buy a car, man. And I want to, with these numbers and the way that I am, you close me. You literally just close me. Is it
Yeah.
bad to do what you did? No. But playing the prospect that I am, if you tell me what are the things you want to buy, I'm gonna be there. You don't have to do the sales thing on me. Like it's fine. I know the things I want to buy. I just want to make and just let's role play this. You don't have to do the sales thing, man. I know what I want to buy. I just want to make money. If you can show me that you can literally give me leads that are not like this, you can help me get a 5x or something like that, dude. Who the fuck does even care? Who the fuck does it? Who cares if I want to buy a a Porsche or a new house? It's a 5x. Doesn't even matter. I want to do it. I'm willing to do it. That makes sense?
Yeah, look, I understand you. I appreciate you being very straightforward and you know what you want, but I still want to make sure that this is a great fit for you and that you actually want to do this.
Nah,
Okay.
that's you being super boxed. Now, with that, me being the prospect, I'm gonna say, dude,
Yeah,
I'm literally like this, dude. Just tell me the price. And then now we're gonna start conflicts. And you, by forcing yourself so much and wanting to do this, I'm going to be thinking about just quitting the call. And you had someone who was ready to buy, literally. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing to find other motivations, clearly. But if someone says that to you, like I said, the only answer that you can say is, no, 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 man. Maybe I said it in the wrong way. I'm not saying this to ask you, where do you see yourself in 6 months? It's like, no, 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 I'm not asking that type of stupid question. I just genuinely want to know what are you so motivated? Because I would like to do a 5x. Everyone would like to do a 5x, but that doesn't mean that they're going to actually put in the work or make an investment to make that happen. Does it make sense why I'm asking that? Do you see how that's completely different now? Because now I
yeah.
can answer that and I can say, no, I know what you mean. And rest assured, be guaranteed. If it makes sense, I will not have no problem in investing because I want to increase my numbers. And I know that I need to increase my leads. I know it. So do you think that you can help me with that? And by this point, if I have a prospect who says that to me, I'm going to enter that loop, but I'm not even gonna play on the dream state or as like, let's do it. Because the dude is so decided. He has so much conviction that he will do it if it makes sense that I'm going for that. This is obviously a special case that I am playing because it is me as a prospect. And if I am as a prospect and you try to tell me, why do you want to buy this stuff? What's the pain in you? It's like, nah, man, fuck off. Right? So you need to see that and address it in a way that you will get to the point faster. You get to the point in a good way. So if I am the prospect, if I am the closer right now, I'm just going to say, okay, I'm going to zoom out, and I'm able to see this, Jaden, because I'm zooming out tremendously. Because I am zooming out and I'm realizing that the prospect that I have in front of me is not normal. I don't have the average prospect. I have someone who's super decided. I have someone who really wants to do this. Therefore, I'm just going to jump at the opportunity. It's like, dude, it's the example that I give to one of my old students. If you're watching this, you'll remember. It's like you literally have a 10 out of 10 blonde naked in front of you, moaning, saying, please, please. And you say, what if we go and we have a coffee first? We get to know each other. It's like, dude, the bitch is begging for it. And you're like, let's just have a coffee. So it's like, nah, that makes sense. It's literally that example. So what would I do in this case? I'm going to say mentally, I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to say that this prospect is literally that, especially because he has the money and he sees the numbers. So I'm zooming out and I'm saying, okay, why do you think it was expensive again? Because I'm losing opportunities and that is expensive. I see. Okay. So I know it's expensive, not because he spent the 72K, but because he spent 72K on something that he didn't give him as much as leverage as he wanted. That makes sense? So this is all my zooming
Yes.
out rationality, by the way. So I'm going to say now, okay, now, COP and MIT, very easy to remember. Motivation, absolutely. Interest, absolutely. Trust, if I am portraying the closer that I am telling you to be, the dude is gonna 100% trust you. 100%. Because you seem like an authority, and you also seem someone who's very capable by doing these calculations, by asking the right questions, by advancing in the call. So MIT is locked in. COP, commitment, ownership, and pain. Is this guy committed to make a change? I would say he is. I'm not 100% sure. I can just ask. Are you someone? Okay. So let's say that I explained to you how the program is and works. Are you someone who is committed to actually putting the work and say, I'm going to make this work? Are you someone who, or will just like complain and say, nah, the leads, considering I gave you leads who actually speak Spanish, sorry, who speak English? No, I mean, I'll make it. I mean, I'll do my work. Okay. Commitment. Ownership. Is this guy taking ownership? This is a 50-50. He's very capable, but he's also blaming other people. Now I'm going to say to him, why would you, or how would you able to get 4 good leads and 1 bad one, or 4 leads by yourself and 1 through the marketing agencies that you were working? How did you get that? Because I did my work, because I put in the hours. So if I can help you to get better leads, would you put in the hours to work on them? 100%. That's what I do. Done. Ownership locked in as well. The only thing that it could be kind of there is the pain. And the easy thing to do with the pain, because this guy is not necessarily interested in talking about it, I can just say, so you told me you're making monthly you told me you're making 100K a month. That's how much money you make, 100K a month. And you told me that you're only closing 4 to 8%. So if you're able to close 16%, you will be making 200K a month. And you know that a good measure is to close at least 30-40% of the leads. So you could be making 300 to 400K a month. You could be 4xing your whole numbers. Do you understand that? If you have the right systems? I do. Do you want to stay another day without the possibility of 4xing your income? Fuck no. So what do you want to do? I want you to explain to me how this works. Insane discovery. Flawless discovery. And with that, you got the pain, by the way. I don't know if you realize, but the pain is basically that he's losing $300,000 a month. Now, did I get into the specifics? Not really. Will I get into the specifics? In 92% of the cases, yes. In this case, I don't need to. Because this guy is conscious and aware enough of what he's, of his situation, especially after the call he had with me. So yeah, we can talk about details, but I'm interested in this guy to just see what I have and then talk about more stuff if needed. In this case, with other people, I'm going to keep saying this, with other people, you do need to get deeper layers of pain. Because, for example, what we did indeed here, you know, the 2 feet, 6 feet, 20 feet, that you go really under that pain. We didn't really did that here, but we got everything else covered, literally. And it's a no-brainer to do it. The dude even say it himself. Therefore, it's like, it's the example of, I'm thirsty. I'm going to go and drink water. I don't have to be completely dehydrated, dying from a headache. It's like, I'm thirsty. I want to drink water if I can do it. This is the example. He can do it. It will help him. So, makes sense? Now, clearly, I'm going to keep drilling this into you and to anyone who's speaking, who is listening. I am not saying that you should ignore the pain. Hell, it is the number one thing probably that you should be focusing on the COP and the MIT. But in this case, if I get all the other aspects and this prospect is so determined and so assertive into making this change, then I'm just going to use that to my favor. And maybe if I am a bit hesitant, whilst I'm doing the pitch, I could also ask a few sneaky things to get a little bit of pain, just to see if he wants to tell me something. Like a little bit of discovery, couple questions in the middle, hidden, sneaky punches. But I'm giving him stuff that he wants to hear because that's the prospect who I have in front. I have a prospect in front of me who, if I start asking the things and if I do the things that you did, no, no, no. I need you to tell me what's your deepest, darkest desire and your deepest, darkest pain. Otherwise, I'm not going to let you in. Well, dude is leaving. He's just going to buy from someone else. So you need to, again, is the assuming formlessness, is to see what you have in front and say, in this case, I cannot do this. In this case, I have to do this. Yeah?
Yeah, that's so important. So like there's such a high skilling to sales, especially when you assume formlessness, that even on like bad offers, you can, if you're so good, you can close so much more than people who use scripts or just are boxed in. It's crazy.
100%. So I want you to
Yeah.
just think of that fact alone, and I just want you to look at it like this so that you can understand that even better. So I want you to think that there are three closers. I'm going to give them names. I'm going to say this is me with the knowledge that I have. Okay. Then there's you, Jaden, with the knowledge that you have. And then we have a random closer, someone who doesn't know what he's doing, right? So we have three closers. Closer number one, which is me, I saw what is happening. Like I saw what is happening. Therefore, I'm going to change my strategy. I'm just going to assume formlessness, and I'm going to make sure that I do it in a way that the prospect feels comfortable speaking to me and actually making business with me. Therefore, I closed. Yeah. We got you.
Yeah.
You force yourself to say, no, 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 no. You got to tell me about your desire. You got to tell me about why you want to do this. What's this thing you want to buy? You just keep pushing that. You know what I did? Rage quit. I'm like, all right, just let's leave it here. Or maybe we advanced into the conversation and you said, no, you know what? I cannot help you. I have all this money. I'm just going to spend it in your competition then. That's it. And then you have Noel, who doesn't know what he's doing with sales. But you know what Noel does? Noel just is like, he doesn't know that he needs to go into pains. He's just wanking off around. So he just asks a couple questions. He sees that the prospect is completely taking charge of the frame. And he's like, okay, I'll just give him the pitch. It's fine, I guess. I'll do it. Because he's not even wanting to answer my questions. And then the prospect hears the offer and says, yeah, this makes sense. All right, let's do it. So even Noel, who doesn't know what he's doing, he's closing and you're not. Obviously, he's not closing out of skill. It's more like the offer just made sense to the prospect. But he has the chance to close because, or to even set it better, you didn't have the chance to close because you were, just like I'm putting right here, completely boxed in the idea of I have to do this. So this guy closed because he is clueless, basically. I'm not telling you to be clueless because this is basically just being lucky. If you're lucky, you close. This is actually more accurate. It's like 50-50. You were boxing, you couldn't close. And I was able to close because I assume formlessness. Make sense?
100%. So, I mean, obviously, I don't want to be boxed in, but also I don't want to be clueless and let the prospect take the frame.
Yes.
So should I just try to be you, like just assume formlessness?
For example, in this case that I didn't let the prospect assume my frame. I was still asking my questions. But I'm also capable of seeing, yeah, the prospect doesn't want to be spending all the time on my questions. And if I do this, we're not going anywhere. So I need to see what's in front of me and not act like certain gurus advise you. Oh no, you're the one who's afraid. No, 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 you have to, you have to. They leave the call. Is there a problem? Fuck them. No. Like maintain the frame. help them. But if you see the prospect just wanting to advance, well, advance with the prospect. You can do it without losing the sell, but you can advance with the prospect, and that gives you more chances, because you're comparing me two scenarios. Scenario number one of saying, no, I'm gonna keep doing it my way. I'm gonna drill you with questions, otherwise there's nothing, which 100% leaves you with the guys rage quitting. But you can see it, because you can tell when someone is like, you know what, man, bruh, you can tell. Or maybe the possibility of saying, you know what, maybe I'm not gonna drill him so much. I'm just gonna have more of a normal conversation, and eventually he's gonna open up. That gives you more chances of closing than the 100% of this guy's gonna rage quit. So just go with this one. Makes sense? But it's
Yeah, I mean,
assuming formlessness.
yeah, that really reminds me again that the skill ceiling is so high in closing. It's not even like, it's so crazy. Like imagine we're on your level or even better, like how much money we can make. Because
Yeah,
most closes are either boxed in or they don't have any clue.
exactly. Everyone is missing out on so much
Mm.
money because they don't know this stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the point of learning. All right.
Yeah, that was so valuable. Another, my question though, to identify this kind of prospect,
Yes.
is it because he's decisive and ready to buy, or is it because he's sophisticated in terms of he knows sales, like he knows what I'm doing?
It's a combination of things. It's not one factor. Because if someone just knows sales, you can just make a joke of like, you know how it is. I'm gonna ask you some shitty questions, but I promise not to make it like a dickhead, so that we can advance. Oh yeah, thank you. Boom, that's it. Right? If someone is just sophisticated, you can still ask the questions. If someone is very direct, well, you can just be direct. My point is, it's a combination of things. For the prospect I portrayed, I know this because I am literally playing myself. It's not even like I'm guessing. The biggest chance you will have of closing me is not to talk about my biggest pain, because I'm not gonna let you there. I won't. I will literally rather just rage quit, and I'm just gonna find someone else. And I'm not the only one who thinks that way. Whether it's right or wrong, it's just how I am. Because and it's not even because I'm reluctant to say it. It's just that, dude, I don't have time for this shit. It's just literally that. So a lot of people are like that. So you need to be able to see that type of prospect, recognize it, and be like, okay, I can help you only if you let me help you. I'm gonna ask you these questions. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be asking you the 20-question game so that you can get bored, but I need to know if it makes sense for you. Okay, it's like it's a negotiation. In a negotiation, the best negotiation is when both parties they give in, both parties. And that's kind of like you're doing. He's giving in to allow you to answer more questions, and you're giving in on not to ask the 2,000-question game. Make sense?
Yes, 100%.
And it's a combination of things. It's not like, oh, he has this. It's like, no, he has a black shirt. Therefore, it's like, no, it's not that easy. It's a combination of things that you have to see, and you have to have that eye that sees the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go back to the calls and practice even more, especially being like more less boxed in, calmer, and more chill on the calls, like more conversational.
Exactly. Exactly. So, Jaden, my man, long call, but was it worth it? Did you like it? Did you learn something?
Yeah, that's like 400 IQ, 1,000 IQ call.
Yeah, this is every call that we do is like we just keep increasing the numbers. So
Yeah,
good. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you learned stuff. Start implementing this shit. Let's make sure that you keep becoming better. You just keep making more money with sales. Okay.
of course.
All right, man.
Perfect.
So that
Right,
being said,
appreciate.
absolutely. I will see you in the war room, my man. Peace out.
See you in the war room. Peace out.